So I had a new Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor. That's hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's talk about it. What does that even mean, Bowers Game Corner? Ahoy there, YouTube! We're back again for another Thoughts from the Corner here with my good friend Adam.
Yep.
And today we're talking about Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor from Nemesis Games. Is for 1 to 4 players. Take you 2 hours to 4 hours to play. And this is a cooperative 4X game where you are going to start your own little tribe on one corner of the map. And then we're working together, but it's not like a typical cooperative game because really we're all trying to score victory points. And the main goal is that the people that are the humans are trying to have more victory points than the 2 other factions in the game. So there's these chaos that are coming from the hills, and dear God, they're just destroying everything, and they just want to kill everybody. And they're the yellow ones, which are all over the board. And then you got the purple ones that are like the capital. They're the kings, the queens, all that sort of thing. And they're sending out people from the capital to go around and kill you and kill people. And they fight the chaos, and you fight the chaos. And this, at its core, is a really simple action selection game. And most of it is going to be this back and forth between you and the other players where you are laying down these little gems on your little, really nicely done player board right here. And you put them on the little spots, and it's pretty simple action selection. It's a 4X game. You're going to go around. You're going to exploit the land. You're going to explore. You're going to build stuff. You're going to get into combat with really mean-looking gollies. And if you want to see exactly how the game is played, go check out a gameplay video. This is specifically more on the review side, and I might play this solo at some point. But this was Adam's first game of Uprising, my second game of Uprising. So I'll let you go first. What did you think after your first time?
I enjoyed this. It was incredibly difficult.
Oh my
and
God.
I just can't stop thinking about all the things that I've done wrong and how I would do them differently next time.
I love that feeling.
And yeah, it really, and it's like, yeah, we should have made it easier, but maybe not. Like,
I feel like we learned because we got our teeth kicked in.
Yeah.
Granted, I got my teeth kicked in the first time I played it 3 players, and I didn't learn.
Well,
so...
and it was fun. Like, the quality of these components is incredible. Like, these cards, you just want to, like, hold them in your hands.
And you don't even know the half of it, because there's one thing that I want to... So, we're going to talk gameplay, because we really did like the gameplay, but the component quality from top to bottom, except for the rule booklet, which we'll talk a little bit about, is just, it's fantastic. And the best part is, all of the trays, you're going to love this, all the trays go back in the box neatly. When I put this back in, me, my buddy Brandon, and Matt, we put it all back away, and there wasn't like a little wiggle. It was actually closed, because it has like this interlocking system, as you can kind of see right here, where it's, oh my gosh, it's so good. And the acrylic standees moving around the board just make it so obvious. Like the clips for the cards, the dice, you got these little imperial factions around here. Everything about this game, I do believe, reeks of quality.
I mean, these little buildings, they stack.
Yeah.
Very nicely.
Thick tiles. You get 3 boards grand total. You get the big main one.
Even the
sides.
tiny cards are just like...
They feel good.
Yeah, they do. You just want to like hold it in your hand. You want to see more of them just because you want to feel more of them.
Yes. And let's keep on with the components. Not only did they feel good, but they were very varied and interesting. And after the game, you spent like 20 minutes just like, oh, this quest card, this there's tons of items, there's lots of quests.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't get anywhere near looking at all these items. Like, oh man.
And that kind of leads into some of the gameplay here. One of the things that I think is the reason why I'm going to keep this game for sure is because, A, it's a 4X cooperative game, which there's not too much. Like, honestly, aside from, I look at Orleans, The Big Invasion, I can't think of really too many heavy cooperative games that I own, and this one definitely scratches the itch. But every single time, I'm going to want to play a different faction. And not only do you play a different faction, you can have a different leader with different special abilities. The expansion adds 4 new factions and then like a climactic ending if you need it to be harder. But granted, the next time we play, we're going to have new strats. We're going to be learning from it. But everything about this game feels lovingly crafted. This feels like a passion project, which leads me to the rule booklet. So we sat through the John Gets Games 1-hour tutorial, and you pretty much need to sit through the whole thing. It's pretty lengthy. But next time, I think with you and me both knowing, we could teach this in 20, 30 minutes, especially if it's tied up, especially if it's set up, because at the end of the day, most of the game is doing these actions, which are all very simple to understand, and then, oh my god, I gotta show them this. This is so damn nice. This is literally every single thing you are going to do in the game, and you got this cool little thing. It's not this, but it moves down.
Oh, yeah. And there's spaces that it tells you where all the different cards go. There's a second one over here that does the same thing and gives you spaces to put things. Yeah, it's very well done. And you know what? You griped on the rule booklet, but this is cool that it's got the little binder,
I do like that.
Like ring. Like,
before we compliment
you can have it here.
Let's talk about the one.
Nice.
So before I go into the rule booklet and make it sound like it's a bad rule book, I don't think it's a bad rule booklet. But I guarantee you will have. Well, I think we had probably 5 or 6 times where it was like, I think we're doing it right, and then we'd search through the book. We were looking through this book all game.
Yeah.
All game. And I remember when I played with Brandon, we were looking through the book all game for just little tiny situational things.
Yes, but I didn't feel like it was irritating me. Like, there's some games that it's like, that is upsetting me.
In all fairness, though, I was the one going
kinda,
through the rule booklet.
Yes, but it's like, when we did, like, oh, this is probably the way it's supposed to be, it was like, okay, that's just the way we're going to do it. It wasn't...
It's a nitpick. I will say, it's a nitpick, and overall, I think the rule booklet would do an admirable job of teaching you how to play the game.
I think that anything that we had to do that with, it was like, this isn't, like, going to change too much in the game.
No.
Right? Some games, it's like, when you're at that point, this is make or break on the game.
Well, there was the time where we're like, does he just murder all my people? And
we did it that way first, which is the proper way.
Okay.
But we were like, that is just too brutal. They wouldn't make that happen, right? They did.
And oh my gosh, and we're talking about variability too. Here's the other thing. If you really like this game, they include difficult cards, which is just... They're stupid. They're so stupid. They're like, oh, you lose.
Well, some of them are like huge risk rewards.
That's a great point. Some of those were really cool.
Yeah, I mean, like if you could get 2 of the big monsters to fight each other, you know,
yes,
that could be pretty like.
What do you think about the combat? Because that's one of the biggest aspects of the game. There's lots of combat.
Yeah, I mean the combat was great. You just get these different dice.
Oh, tons.
It tells you what dice you get.
Dice for days.
I feel like it is tipped a little in the monsters direction.
We also suck though.
We should have got more items possibly. That might have helped us.
The biggest recommendation I can say after 2 games is you have to be able to kite, because there's 2 factions. They hate each other too. You have to bring them together because this is one of the horde cards. Like, all this information is one of these big hordes that's going to be walking around, which is like one of these acrylic standee things. And they each have their own unique stuff, and they're really hard to kill. God.
Well, and the thing is, like, so every time that they move, they drop a curse, which is very, very difficult to remove if you can remove it at all. And
you can't just kill it. It has to be card specific.
It has to be a card that empties it. And then they get points based on how many curses are out there. So you don't want them walking around the board too much.
Yes. But if you can potentially kite them into the purple guys, the Empires, and they will just completely destroy these buildings, which otherwise would tear you to shreds.
If the Empire guys walk around, they create more buildings.
Yes.
But you can kill those buildings.
Yes.
So, I mean, now we're getting into just talking about our strategy for the next game, but...
All right. End of the day, are you excited to play this again?
I am very excited to play it again.
Likewise, I'm excited. I'm excited to try those new factions. I'm excited and stupid enough to put one of those level 4 big monsters at the end, which, but at the end of the day, Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor, I will put it like this. I think if you are going to get it to the table on a routine basis, and I think that's the biggest catch, if you're only getting it to this table once a year, I don't know.
No, you're not going to go to all the trouble.
Yeah, because you're going to have to reread the rules. You're going to have to go through that, John. Well, I don't... Yeah.
I mean, maybe not. It's pretty straightforward. Like, once you read the... Like,
it is.
It's just your actions, and then all the things that they have, like, that tell you... I mean, I don't know
exactly where to do the order of which to do things.
But they have, these little things.
You know what? I think you're right.
This tells you how when you activate a horde, this is the what you do. If you place a garrison, here's what happens. If you activate a legion, and it tells you the page number
Oh,
in the
so
rulebook
beautiful.
to go to learn more. But all you really need is this, and then this is the battle. Like, this tells you how to run a battle and what you should do. And it even reminds you to, hey, look at your cards, dummy. Like,
you know what? I take back what I said there. I think as long as you remember the basic action selection around it, the rest of it pretty much runs itself. Like even when you have like purple versus yellow fighting and there's no player into it, they have a really clean system. And oh my gosh, I got it.
When the setup seemed pretty.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
On the board on both sides, they have super useful information about terrain effects and how skeletons and garrisons fight each other when you're not involved. It's just everything.
Oh, but also they have a card that tells you, like...
Oh, the dice!
Yeah! So what all the dice are and what they do. And then on the back, most overlooked rules, which I didn't read, which would probably be useful to me.
Yeah, so player reference on top of player reference on top of player reference on top of player reference.
Which I think in the back of the book has
on top
a thing.
of player reference. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Uprising, Curse of the Last Emperor. I think we both like it. I think we're both excited to play this again, and hopefully next time you see us, we're going to be talking about that expansion and how we kicked its ass. That is Uprising, Curse... probably not. Curse of the Last Emperor. Very cool looking game. If you're in the market for a meaty cooperative game or a cooperative 4X game, this is one you definitely, I think, are going to want to put on your radar. But if you enjoy this content, please be sure to click on the subscribe button down below. As we're trying to reach 10,000 subscribers, celebrate my 10-year anniversary of making YouTube content. And in the comments below, let me know, make any one game, aside from Twilight Imperium, cooperative, what's it going to be? Get the expansion. I feel like that's low-hanging fruit going TI. That would be awesome, though.
I mean, you can play teams on it already.
Oh yeah, we did. That was fun when we did that one time. It was like 12 players. That was so fun.
Cooperative game.
I'm gonna go with Pandemic.
I mean, it's super difficult because if it's cooperative, then it's the opposite of what the game actually is.
I want Puerto Rico cooperative. I don't know how that works, but I want Puerto Rico cooperative. We just played it last week, and I forgot how much I love that. Cypher would be cool cooperative.
Terraforming Mars, playing against some kind of automated system.
Or aliens.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
that could be really fun.
Let me know in the comments below. What game do you want a cooperative version of? And as always, thanks for your time. This video is brought to you by all of my amazing Patreon supporters, and I would love it if you would join their ranks and have your name immortalized in the end of many of my videos for the end of time. But consider for only $1 a month, and as always, thanks for stopping by.